solo queue, and we saw Chovy do great things by stealing away the Ornhorn and using it against him. In fact, a lot of wombo combo potential out of this Sandbox lineup. Interesting thing is, no substitutions to come in after this one as well, so it will be the Sandbox B team once again taking to the Rift. Let's see what they can do with it. Certainly a more beefy lineup here on the Gen G side. Feels like a Gen G composition of old, you know, the get behind.
Now they're forced to fight front to back in a way. So, Oren Sejuani set Kaisa and Brad. This is going to be the team composition. Not a lot of ornaments, actually. Kaisa.
What will Kaisa be building in
Zhonya's.
order? I think it has to be Zhonya's, right?
Has to be
that's
Zhonya's.
a fourth item.
Yeah, it's a fourth item ornament. Bard does get it, or Brad does get it. Braum, Misfortune, Rumble Trundle, and Silas is going to be the team comp for Sandbox. Very mid-rangey. Team composition falls a bit off a cliff.
Yep.
In the later
Sandbox,
stages.
Their gameplay generally falls off a cliff as well. I mean, we all remember the OnFleek getting caught into Volibear Flash for no reason into lose the game, which was their big play to throw that one away after they'd managed to recuperate from Gen G's performance in the mid to late game. Certainly was very much a worrying trend in our game number one. But let's see whether Sandbox and Gen G can tidy things up here for this game. I could imagine that Edgar had some stern words for Gen G despite their victory in the first game.
I did not get to see what the dragon was.
I did not. It's just under that little alcove.
You know what? I think it has a green hue. We're gonna just assume that it's ocean.
It was supposed to be infernal though, wasn't it?
Well, it can be ocean and then cloud if Sandbox gets the second one, if you recall.
Ooh, Omnistone Brad as well.
Yeah, Omnistone.
Cool. Like it.
Bard, not really a champion that has a keystone that he solely identifies with.
Yep. I like it. And you can also utilize the predators that you get more often when you're out chime collecting in order to get back to lane faster. Things like that. And also, Brad, with his Meep Slap, is able to empower it with the Predator as well. So actually utilizes that keystone better than a lot of champions, but then when he's in lane, doesn't necessarily want it as much.
It is ocean.
Oh, wow. Okay. So not exactly the worst option. We did want the Infernal Soul as far as the best possible outcome. As B2D actually playing pretty aggressively here against Fate, as Lonely, taking a fair bit of damage. Of course, Rascal is one of our more proficient Ornn players. Certainly won a heck of a lot on this champion so far.
Ended up actually missing that Q there, and Lonely with the level 2 jump. Rascal, I think, has to flash.
We'll see whether the next spell is going to come in time, as Rascal, still with a biscuit in hand, will eat through his potion first, as Lonely will shove this wave towards the Ornn.
And that is a very unfortunate loss of control.
Yeah. Rascal will be able to build himself some health here in this lane, so it's not all over yet.
Yeah. And that's a really big wonder, and it all starts there just by getting the miss, or getting comboed by Silas, having the loss of level 2, and it really just changes the entire dynamic of the lane. So Rascal, he's going to try to sustain back up, but one of the issues is that Silas has only used... Oh, he missed the cannon.
Yeah. It's all over.
All right,
Cancel it. Christmas is canceled.
Getting bullied a little bit in this lane.
Well, I mean, this is the counterpick that Lonely was looking for. We've mentioned the amount of practice that he's been doing on this particular champion as well as cleared. Looking to just burst down this Rift Scuttler. He should be able to take it from OnFleek there, but there we go. OnFleek going to get slowed as well as BDD comes in with the Ghost available. Good permafrost stun is going to land as OnFleek Haymaker just out of range. As Rascal gets into position and Lonely unable to follow up. Gen G still looking for it, but OnFleek is going to speed through here, and King's Tribute going to help him out as well, as a few of these minions are going to die. He's making his way in though. They're looking to just shove this lane. Clid getting a bit of extra experience also.
Dark Harvest on life. That's a very important keystone to get stacking.
Yep.
When you're taking Omnistone, it amplifies all your other runes.
And you can stack up every rune as well. So You can get all of those Dark Harvest stacks. You can get the Grasp with the Undying stacks, things like that. Omnistone is really cool if you can actually utilize it. And Brad, being a champion that does like to weave spells as well as auto attacks, is someone that's able to capitalize on this Omnistone quite a lot. So continuing to enjoy it as we see it more and more. Oh, nailed it. We got a cannon.
Yep.
Rascal's back on track.
Oh, Lonely's got to be a little careful here.
Yeah, beat
Oh,
it.
he took a turret shot.
Turret shot is a huge problem, and he can't even get the abscond. As now Lonely's going to get his face broken and first blood delivered to BDD.
Bit of a jaw cracker.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Even Clit able to get over and secure a few of these minions in the mid lane. And that's just great news for the Sejuani. Any sort of acceleration that she can get is exactly what you want. And BDD gets back for the next minion wave as well. Even gets experience on those couple of melee creeps as they get in and can hold this minion wave if they want to. Teleport in from Lonely as well to get himself back to the lane. And actually gets behind Rascal here. This could be a solo kill, honestly. As the Ornhorn comes down and will just float slowly into the night as BDD teleports in and wastes that summoner spell. A cavalcade of errors, one could say.
Not respecting the teleport right there. Rascal ends up dying. Good news for him, though, is that he did not end up using his flash. Has a catalyst, going to walk back to lane, not use his teleport. Also, he has Grasp with the Undying. So not sure how many times he's managed to stack that up right now. Ocean going to be picked up in just a second. And you can see that Trundle and Rumble, they're moving over in the event that Rascal would maybe teleport.
Yep.
Because then with Pillar, as well as Ornn's own ultimate being used against him, it'd be really easy to kill him. So let's take a look at this one more time. Lonely goes in. I don't know how that was turret range, given that the minion wasn't in turret range. And so that is a very bizarre hitbox. Nice dodge, or, well, step back by BDD, but then not helping Rascal push out the wave, even though Sejuani was already in mid lane, resulted in the inability to crash.
Yeah, real issue there. So the wave does end up crashing, so it's not like Lonely can actually hold onto it or anything like that. And so that's going to mean that CS-wise, Rascal's in a great spot. But that kill going over to Lonely will only accelerate the Proto Belt purchase, which is a great early item. And the faster that he gets that, the more Sandbox can control this early to mid game, which is going to be so important for this composition. Any sort of advantage is great news. As Ruler, he's trying to stack up his cull right now. Currently ahead in farm, and they have lane control as well, as you can see. Just trying to hold on to the minion wave so that they can keep themselves safe. Braum certainly suffers at the hands of a mage support, so look to see whether Life can continue to put on that pressure as he delivers over the cups of tea. I low-key really enjoy the Brad skin that's on show here as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like that one. We see a lot of different ones. Often it's Snow Day Brad because of the little penguins.
The penguins are...
I like that one also. A bit of a hipster skin, you know?
It is.
Don't see it often.
Fate trying to do quite a bit of damage here to BDD.
He has Merc Treads though. I mean, the Sork Rush not going to be as fruitful as that one has been acquired.
And not a whole lot actually happening here. BDD with the Merc Treads first item, lots of value against the Sylas and the Rumble.
It's one of those games where it's really easy to understand what's going on though. Like, because Gen G have a composition that just scales so well, just straight up front to back. And so, if it's even, like it is now, Gen G are feeling very good. And I interrupted you. So what were you going to be talking about? Is okay, we're going to have Rams going everywhere, but it's just not going to be doing anything. Cleared misses his ultimate, but it straight up doesn't matter, as the Sylas was already dead.
Can Ornn hit Sylas's Ram? Like Draven can catch another Draven's axe?
Wow, I don't know. That would be a really cool
experiment.
Where's
Vandrel? When you need him.
Collective, if you could get on that, let us know whether or not that's a thing. Tweet it to @AtlasTV or @LSXYZ9.
Could you imagine how funny it would be if they could just play ping pong? Over and over.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
Ornn should only be able to do it if his R1 is also active.
Yeah, right?
Because otherwise he can't do the headbutt.
Yeah. So you need to have headbutt available. So you can't do it back to back to back, because once you've done one headbutt, you can't do another headbutt.
Unless you 5-head the timing and you do both at once and you do hit a 7-10 split.
Oh my god, that would be extraordinary.
Yeah. So Rascal misses the knockup, summons his R first, and then Lonely can't get the knockup to cancel.
Yeah.
And I don't... Yeah, I'm not sure if there's actually a way.
Well, the problem is that Rascal is very close to his Abyssal Mask, his favorite ornamental item, because it does just
it does so much
scale
value.
so well.
It's going to amplify damage for the Kaisa, as well as the Bard, as well as the Sejuani, as well as himself, provide a lot of resistances against the Sylas Trundle, who does the Subjugate, deals magic damage, and just insane value here in this game. And honestly, Sejuani could build Abyssal Mask if we're talking about an ornament, although junglers don't typically tend to think about stuff like that.
Yep. I think it's cuz he's the only one that's built an Abyssal Mask so far. And it was on an unorthodox champion as well. And it was a genius pickup. So hopefully some more people are going to learn from his lead.
I actually do wonder if it's just outright more valuable than the Warmogs when given the ornament. In the sense that you get all the resistances, which is so valuable against Sandbox team. You get the passive. Everything just, I imagine, would line up pretty well for it. I think they're going to go for this.
Yep, finds the ultimate onto Root, gets the cleanse immediately out. As Life had the fleet footwork available. Second Drake is going to be the Infernal. As if Genji grabbed this, then we're back on track for idyllic Drake requirements. Assuming we get the Mountain Soul. Voidseeker going to land here as Ruler with the Supercharger available is going to be able to get away from any sort of gank attempt. So nothing happening towards the bottom side. Rascal still in the lead up here towards top. And that feels like it's only going to get worse as the game goes on. Brad not going to get hit. Now we've got some ground being applied by OnFleek, but otherwise not too much as far as successful ganks are concerned. Fate coming down here as well. Looks like Sandbox are desperate to try and take away this Infernal Drake. But I mean, slowly but surely, Genji are just getting lead after lead here in this game after everything went wrong top lane.
Yeah. Genji, they're ahead by 1,500 gold. They're going to get the Infernal and the... Remember, we talked about this lineup.
Yeah, I know.
It's happening a bit differently. Ocean Infernal. But
yeah, so it's only double.
Coming.
It's double Mountain Drake that Genji are going to be able to grab them themselves. So a little bit unfortunate there is the flash out from Root. Tempered Fate in line there from Life is going to get himself a Summoner Spell. Exactly what they want. Now Root doesn't have any left remaining. As OnFleek is down here, Clid's there to try and help out as the pillar is set up. But still have the Arctic Assault as BDD. Gets the Superplex into the backline. Fate over the wall, but he's probably okay with it. Face Smasher from the wall and gets Joker extraordinarily low as there's a Killer Instinct, but Ruler can't lock down the kill. Ult through from Clid, but the bullet time is going to dissuade them from trying to kill the Troll, who now has the Subjugate on cooldown for this Infernal Drake fight.
And Infernal should go the way of Genji. They summon the Repelled in mid lane. That's going to be all the plates allocated towards set.
In the meantime, Lonely flash towards the top lane as well. So just more pressure from Rascal being applied as BDD gets some plate gold. Genji will be able to take down this Infernal Drake. And watch, guys, watch as this is a Mountain Soul and the nuts have been drawn by Genji.
You jinxed it. I set it up.
We both ultra jinxed it.
I set it up.
There was only one outcome.
This is what you did.
There was only one outcome, okay? It was always going to be the Cloud Soul. We just needed to try and sell it as much as possible. As this is the flash being blown by Lonely towards the top side. Yep. That's how you avoid a ramp, by using your highest value skill summoner spell.
Well, Protobell also first on the Sylas. And even though it is an item that synergizes with his kit and provides him a little bit more utility, it does still feel pretty bad, especially in the later stages of the game or when opponents are stacking magic resistance. So
yeah. As that's 4 members of Genji with the highest gold. Not often that you see a jungler on that list. So yeah, this is a game not going super well for Sandbox. And this is the scaling team winning also, so it's even more of a lead than you see on your screen right now, which is creeping towards 2,000 gold. Scary stuff. Sandbox, of course, very happy that it's a Cloud Soul once again. They won't need to worry about losing out in that department. But this game is very different from game number one. This is just, we have a better front-to-back team composition and we can just walk at you on Genji's side. Much easier to pilot than the finesse required to get the Team Rocket composition online.
The other thing is that Trundle's Pillar is able to be broken by Ornn, and it can also even be used against Sandbox. So the Braum ultimate, it just doesn't have enough to block everything that Genji has in terms of engages. The one good thing, though, for Sandbox is that the Cloud Soul will provide them with a lot of comfort in knowing that there's not a real dragon that they have to be afraid of. We saw this in game number one.
Yeah.
So we'll see what ends up happening.
Led looking to try and take down Shelly as well, as this ward is going to be discovered by the control ward that's already been here. Root and Joker are able to get a lot of deep vision here towards the bottom side that Ruler is able to at least spot out. But on fleek, turning up. Gonna try and lock this one down for them as Life. Remember, not very durable is the bottom lane of Genji. Q comes in, double teleports now as Tempered Fate is going to land onto the Misfortune. Remember, doesn't have the flash available. Will get exhausted as Rascal throws out the Ram. That's going to lock down the kill. Onto Root, Ruler grabs it with the last proc. And now Life is hunting after the rest of Sandbox. It looks like it's only going to be this kill. But that's going to be enough to continue solidifying this lead for Genji.
Well, it's going to be Raquel summon again in mid lane. It's going to capture the mid-tier 1 turret. This game is looking much more like a stomp.
Yeah, and much more controlled for Genji. Rams going left, right, and center. But, Senna was bad.
All right, so Denise is the name of Evil Daisy.
Yeah.
What do we call the Evil Ram?
Ooh.
I think Ronald.
Ronald?
Like Ronald McDonald.
So we got Randall. That's Ornn's Ram, Randall.
Okay.
And then Ronald is the Silas Ram. And
then we have Daisy and Denise.
Yeah, Daisy and Denise.
D-Nice. Sorry. D-Nice.
Timothy. Oh man, I love that episode. Super good. I was watching some TMDL last night. I was catching up with the ones that I'd missed out on. I still think Noise is one of my favorite ones.
Noise.
That really changed how I spoke for a good period of time. So we're going to check out this replay. Root, there was no escape
Captain
for
Jack.
a flashless Misfortune.
It was a really nice cleanse, but just doesn't really matter. They're so far behind at this point, and their team composition just doesn't have as many tools. The other thing about it is that the Rumble, he can't get anything accomplished against the set, and then they last picked the Silas, and
I mean, the Silas was
lane.
the on counter, right? That was what they were trying to do.
Silas doesn't count.
I know, but that's, I mean, the idea was you take the Call of the Forge God and use it against him, much like Chovy did in that matchup.
Yeah. Chovy was the best one
isn't Chovy.
In that game.
He was. But I just don't think you should ever take the gamble of trying to like bait your opponent into picking on, because it's never a bait. It's just always the right choice, actually. So stop trying to do that. It's not how that works. 3,000 gold is the lead here for Genji. Looks to be only extending as the Cloud Drake will be coming up in 6 seconds. But honestly, who cares? As waits for the pillar does Genji's Clid, and is able to get through it very easily with the Arctic Assault. Was never in too much danger at that particular point in time. We're very close to having the Fire Forged Cape on Rascal's side. Already has his Ultra Abyssal Mask.
And the interesting thing, I mean, you do have one ornament right now. It is the Trinity Force can be upgraded, and Salvation is going to be able to come in for Bard, as well as the second ornament, and then we're probably going to be waiting a while for the Kaisa to end up getting one.
Yeah, the only option there being the Zhonya's Hourglass, most likely. Assuming Ruler is going to be going for the AP build on fleek.
Oh, man.
Caught out with the Tempered Fate. There's the knock-up a little bit late there from Rascal, though, unfortunately. But he's super tanky as Lonely finds the backline. Ruler sidestepping the Abscondo as Lonely is going to come down. Tempered Fate is going to land too late. as it was stolen away with the hijack, and now OnFleek in trouble. Killer Instinct from Ruler able to follow up there as the massive power slam into the backline will destroy the MF, and Gen G will just move back and threaten that Cloud Soul.
And so that's, I mean, it's a massive team fight victory. Cloud Dragon gonna get picked up again. You look at the level discrepancy between the two teams as well right now. Ruler
and
pushing in mid
has
lane.
looked so clean this game also.
Yeah. He's done a lot on the set. Now they're gonna pick this up.
And he's been roaming around so much. He hasn't necessarily been one of these sets that sticks in lane and tries to play side lanes, although he is right now. He was able to get towards the top side and still is even on CS with the Rumble, who hasn't really been able to move around too much other than a couple of attempted gank spots.
Right here, a little surprising. Joker was an Hourglass Rascal, mistimed it. Lonely helping the enemy team a little bit with that Bard ultimate. And then at that point, it was just pick everyone up, kill them. RKO.
That was so sick.
Onto the back line.
Using the corpse of the fallen Trundle to get extra damage down onto the MF. Because, of course, the amount of damage it's going to do is registered before the champion dies. It's not like they die and then, of course, it doesn't do extra damage. I think it is actually calculated before. That's why it did a fair bit to Root as he landed, because of the health bar of OnFleek. I think that's the case.
You might be right. You don't get an assist on Silas when you pick up a corpse and don't finish. Right. It's very bizarre.
Because you actually don't do any damage
to that person.
Like that.
Yeah. Only the impact deals damage.
Well, you got Rage Blade done for Ruler. He's got 2 items completed. Still looking for that Muramana completion. Not going to need to have that discussion once again. Glad you guys enjoyed it when we were talking about the origins of the naming convention of that particular item. But Ruler's still waiting for it, wanting to stack that one as quickly as possible. See what his third item is going to be. Likely Nashor's Tooth, as Ruler does like the AP variant of the Kai'Sa. They do need AP damage in this composition, despite the fact that Ornn, Sejuani, and Bard do theoretically magic damage. It's not a massive amount. So with BDD doing a fair bit, he has his Trinity Force completed as well, the perfect item for this situation, even more so than normal, because he's not going to be able to buff up any physical damage this game at all. Yeah.
Salvation will probably be the next upgraded item as soon as Rascal does end up dinging level 14. And then the Zhonya's Hourglass is going to be ways away.
Yeah, it's going to be a while, because as you can see, Stinger now in the inventory of Ruler does need the Nashor's Tooth. As I can understand this one. Ornaments aren't exactly all that possible for the Kai'Sa in this particular build path, because you need to go these 3 items first in order to work as the AP Kai'Sa. But certainly 4th item will be upgradable. I think we're going to look at Locket of the Iron Solari for Clid as his ornament.
Most likely. It could end up going that way. We'll have to see what the Null Magic Mantle's changed into. Gen G just being extremely reserved right now. Bot lane getting shoved in. Obviously Lonely there to match it. This is the stage of the game where I would love to say the F word. Freezing.
Okay, sorry. Whoa.
Yeah.
There are a few.
Your mind goes to dirty places, honestly.
A few naughty ones in my mind, but I guess I trolled you with that, sort of reaction earlier on today. As Locket of the Iron Solari, when it gets upgraded, don't you think it should be called Locket of the Challenger Solari?
Oh, Riot would never do that.
Oh, it'd be so much better, though.
You know?
What is that upgrade called? You're pretty good at the namings of the ornaments.
I actually only looked up the relevant ones.
Yeah.
That one is not. Maybe it's because it's iron. Well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. See.
Ornn doesn't. Like
Maybe we only got.
Ornn is he likes to keep gold, white gold, diamonds. He likes to, in his forge.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it's Locket of the Golden Solari.
Yeah. Ooh. Or the Diamond Solari.
Yeah. Or is it like, I don't know. Circlet of the Iron Solari? Is that actually what it's called? That's terrible.
What is it called?
Circlet of the Iron Solari.
That is an awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, whoever.
I'm going back to Locket of the Challenger Solari.
Yeah,
That's what I'm calling
we'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely forever. Put that in the wiki. guys. That one can be put down. There's Fate trying to clear out minion waves here towards the top side, but guys, the reason why we're talking about naming conventions of ornaments instead of the video game is because it's largely over. 24 seconds now until Cloud Soul should just be picked up for Gen G as Clid. He's pretty happy just standing this close to the enemy in a turret by himself with only B2D for any sort of cover. Life has Aftershock available, actually a relevant keystone if he wants to try and start up a fight, but he's not going to. Is Lonely desperately trying to clear out minion waves and get any sort of wave control.
Oh,
gonna land onto two. The Cosmic Radiance should be able to land here as Joker is going to get stunned up. BDD taking a lot of damage though as he gets the Haymaker down. Lonely now with the Ornhorn available, and Rascal's gonna make his way in. Great double knock up into the backline. Giant damage there as Rascal holds them all in place for all of the damage to be done by Ruler. He'll grab a triple kill there as the Silas falls down and the inner turret is taken as well. No one on Gen G is dead, and they can do whatever they want right now.
They can do whatever they want. It looks like they're pathing towards Baron, as that's going to be the pickup. If it was a Soul, I would say get the Soul and then use Baron to demand the enemy come to you one more time so you can just annihilate them in a Baron team fight. But given that it is, I think it's time to bring it back out.
What?
Time to bring Clown Soul is on the map.
I think it is Clown Soul, has to be. That's on the wiki already, guys. We don't need to ask for that one to be added. As you can see, Gen G cares so little about it that they're just going back to base. It's a 10,000 gold lead after that particular fight, as Life is playing some pretty sick Brad so far this game.
And it was a really nice engage. BDD losing a bit of his health, ends up getting it brought back up. Rascal with a really nice Orn engage, superplex F5 by Brock Lesnar right there.
And the double face crack as well.
Face crack really good. Haymaker coming in, dealing more damage. Lonely, probably feeling a little lonely.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, given so many people were around him.
Well, I mean, they were in the death chamber. They weren't around.
They were so excited for him to come out of stasis.
Yeah, they were.
It was like being in debt.
No. His assets have been frozen.
Oh no.
Well, we're very close to the Zhonya's Hourglass completion here for Ruler, meaning that he will be able to get his ornament very, very soon. Salvation, like you were talking about, is also going to be an option here as Gen G, a much cleaner game than game number one. You can tell that Edgar certainly had some stern words and Gen G have listened. And now Sandbox staring down the barrel of a very, very rough game. 11,000 gold, very close to being the lead here. And it's even more than that, right? It's close to like 15,000 with all the ornaments that have already been picked up. As, yeah.
This is, it's a blowout. So, it is... Actually, it's probably over 15,000, everything considered. So, given that it's like over a 15,000 gold lead, plus you factor in the Infernal Dragon, and you can't really, I mean, can you factor in Cloud Soul? Not really.
Yeah, probably.
Probably not.
I mean, Life is booking it to try and get into position for a cosmic binding.
So he could ult from far away and maybe get there, but that aside, then you factor in the team comp difference, and it probably feels something like 20,000 or 25,000, so something of that nature. And I don't believe that we've ever had a comeback like that since, didn't M5 or someone have...
I'm not entirely sure. Now we've got a turret dive potential as the equalizer does come down. Great double knock up there as Ruler already into the backline. The Ornhorn comes down and immediately Root is just destroyed. Fate taken out. Ruler in the backline is just mopping everyone up. This will be the ace and this will be the game completed as once again, Lonely in the backline of the fight. But he won't have to be lonely for too long because this game is well and truly over. A triple kill for Ruler as all is said and done. Clid celebrating with a bit of a stopwatch and an ultimate. Didn't even need to use the Glacial Prison in that fight as the Nexus is taken down. 15-1 the kill score, and utter obliteration here for Gen G.
And I'm going to give the MVP to BDD.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I was thinking about